guys, and welcome to my video. This video is a PC Centric Rig. This rig is using the new Intel Haswell CPUs, and it's basically what I think you should be buying. It's not really value orientated, but it's not luxury orientated either. It's if you decide that you want to go and get a gaming PC and you know what, you decide that I'm going to be using this a lot, it's probably worth me getting the sort of best that I can get. This is definitely the rig for you. Now the first bit of the computer is of course the motherboard, and because we're going with a Haswell CPU, you're going to need a Z87 board, and the motherboard that I've chosen is the MSI Z87-G45. Now this board is designed around gaming, but it's not a really high-end board. It's got a better Ethernet adapter, and it says that it prioritises your gaming and voice over IP rather than what your standard internet traffic will be. Whether that's true or not, we don't really know, but it is a better network card and you will benefit from that if you're playing games. It allows for multi-GPU setups, so SLI and Crossfire, and the integrated sound in the board is meant to be better than what other competitors are offering, which maybe you want to get a sound card later down the line anyway, but it is very nice to get a sort of all-in-one gaming board that will come with some nicer quality sound, and it comes with a headphone amplifier, so if you don't buy a sound card you can still use analog headphones and you'll be able to hear it without having to do stupid stuff to turn up the volume. For the processor, it is of course an i5, and it's the Haswell i5 4670K. Now, like all the other i5s before it, it is pretty much the best CPU you can get for gaming. Obviously you can spend more and you will get a little bit extra performance. Obviously you can spend less and you'll get a lot less performance, but this is by far the best price performance CPU, and it's going to be able to power all your games without running into a bottleneck, and if you want to use it for other stuff like editing, then it's going to do that as well. And at the moment Intel are doing a promo. If you buy the retail kit, so if you get like the stock fan and buy it in the retail packaging, then you get the game Grid 2, which is very good if you've seen my video, so that's a nice little bonus as well. Now you can use the stock cooler on that, but in this rig we're going with a Corsair H80i cooler. You'll be able to get some really good speeds, probably around 4.5 GHz if you overclock, and not only is it going to keep your processor really cool, it's quite nice and quiet as well. It is a luxury, but if you're going to buy a cooler, you may as well buy one that's going to be able to get you some decent overclocks. Now next up is the RAM, and I've gone for 8 GB of Corsair Vengeance. In the US you've got some really good deals at the moment, and the price is a lot better on the Pro Edition. And over here in the UK, not so much, so just stick with the standard old version. The version we're looking at is the one that runs at the speed of 2133 MHz. All you need to do is activate the XMP profile on the motherboard, and then you'll get it running at the full speed. And this speed is going to benefit you because applications are going to switch quicker and going to do different things quicker because the RAM's quicker. I'd also advise going for the red colour because the motherboard is black and red, and once you put some nice red RAM in there, it's going to make it look even better on the motherboard. Now obviously the heart of a gaming machine is the GPU, and we've gone for the best value GPU you can get at the moment, which is the 2 GB version of the Radeon 7870. You're going to be able to run all your games at high settings with anti-aliasing enabled, and if you do want more performance you can always add another one in Crossfire. As for the storage, we're going to go with some nice quick storage. So as a boot drive we're going for 120 GB SSD, which is the Sandisk Extreme SSD. It's got some nice speed and it's not actually as expensive as some other ones, and in this instance it represents good value for money. Now in combination with that SSD we're going to want a speedy hard drive. And in this case we're going for a 1TB Black from Western Digital. Now the drive is slightly louder than other drives, but the read speeds are around 150 MB read, and they're going to be really good for your gaming needs, and other stuff around the PC is going to benefit as well. It can get a little bit on the loud side, but that's only loud comparing to a hard drive. Your fans are probably going to be louder anyway, especially if you're busy gaming. Your GPU is going to drone out any noise you'd associate with a hard drive anyway. As for the PSU, we're not going for a value rig, so I have specified a modular PSU. Gone for a 750 watt. 750 watt is a massive thing. You need to allow for Crossfire later down the line. We've gone for a Crossfire ready board, we've gone for a Crossfire ready GPU, so we're going to have to go for a Crossfire ready power supply. 750 watt will be able to power two 7870s, no problem at all. It's also rated at 85% efficiency, and it goes into the low power states that you need when you're using a Haswell CPU. The model was the Corsair TX750. As for the case very, very personal. You will probably spend a lot of time choosing your case. It's arguably the thing you want to spend the most time choosing because it's what's going to sit under your desk for a long time. I'm very happy with my NZXT Phantom, but if I was building this PC, then I'd look at the Corsair 500R. It's a beautifully well made case. It really does look the business. It is a little bit upmarket at around £100-ish, but it looks really sleek and it's really roomy and it's very easy to build in as well. Lastly, we're going to need some software. So we've gone for Windows 8 because it is the best operating system you can get at the moment. It's especially brilliant, and things just like the really quick search function are really, really nice, and it just works. If you're going to get a new system, I'd definitely recommend sticking Windows 8 on it. So that is it for the PC Centric Rig. I'm sure there are things you might want to change in it, but that's pretty much the sort of computer that if I was going to go out and buy one now, that's the one that I would buy for myself. It's not necessarily the cheapest. You could cut some corners, you could definitely cut some corners, but it's a rig you're definitely not going to be disappointed in, and it allows for upgrading later down the line, especially with the 7870. Just throw another one in there and you've got something that will last you for years and years to come. But how much does it cost? Well, in Great British pounds, it's around about, depending on where you buy it, £1,050, and in the US it's around about $1,350. Of course, in the UK that does include 20% VAT, whereas in the US you add your tax on differently, so it depends where you live, where your tax is going to be. So what do you think? Leave any comments below. What do you recommend if someone was thinking about buying this PC? What would you change? And I know you're going to say, change the PSU, you do not need that wattage, but you do need that wattage, because if you're going to have Crossfire X later down the line, which we planned for, then you're going to need that wattage. If you don't want a modular power supply, then I think that's the main thing. I would say cut a corner, maybe get the GS800 by Corsair, just because, you know, you're going to have some extra cables in your case, but if you don't mind, it's going to save you a few quid. Thank you very much for watching. Leave any comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time.